Hello everyone, Happy New Year. We are getting back on track with the broker minutes this week. I'm sorry we missed last week. I guess I'll just have to do an extra one for you. Coming to you with a short one today. This has come up a handful of times over the last month, and that is the issue of forbearance. This is something that is becoming more and more of an issue as it relates to sellers and them being able to close on their property. So I just want to quickly go through this, not get into too much legal description of it, but just a couple of ways that we need to be aware of forbearance issues, and obviously need to have a great listing consultation with your sellers before putting them on the market. So let's take a look at what this means. So with the forbearance, the first of two places this is coming to issue. Number one is paragraph 4 of the contract. This contract, they agree that the seller will convey marketable title of the property, meaning it will be free of any liens or encumbrances that come on the property. Now, this is a challenge is because a lot of your sellers don't realize that when they've actually signed or gotten a forbearance, they actually do possibly have an additional lien on their property. Regardless, it will be included with the lien on their mortgage. So you need to make sure that when you go through your your listing consultation, you have a conversation with them, and you may want to go ahead and add to your checklist that you ask the question, did you go for the option of the forbearance during COVID? If so, we need to make sure we get an accurate payoff, because what's happening right now is sellers are getting their settlement statement and they're realizing that not only do they have their mortgage payments that they have to pay back, there's also interest on there, and this does not exclude them from being able to close on the property. Unfortunately, we have two situations right now where the seller realized they're going to have to come to the table with money and basically saying, no, I don't want to. And unfortunately, the contract does not protect them in it because A, it says in there you have to deliver this free of any liens, and B, you did have to disclose it on the property disclosure, which is the next part that I want to just double check or make sure I show you that you want to go and consult with your sellers. This is where one of the areas where they do have possibly it could be an action, it could be an additional lien. It just depends on that. Regardless, don't get so bogged down in the actual disclosing of it and where that goes, and make sure you have open, honest conversations with your seller. Say, hey, if you've taken the forbearance, totally understand, no judgment from here. However, we do need to make sure that we know what your payoff is, because should you get to the closing table, the seller can't afford to come to closing, they're going to at that point be liable for not disclosing that was an issue. And unfortunately, that's not a reason for them to get out of the contract. They could open themselves up to some pretty big legal exposure. So again, not too lengthy of a broker minute this week, but just wanted to let you know, bottom line, make sure you're consulting with your sellers before you put on the market. Make sure you ask the question. It's a very simple script, Mr. and Mrs. Seller. Hope this isn't an awkward question, but we do need to ask now. Just want to make sure if you did participate in any sort of forbearance program with your lending institution, we want to make sure that we get that covered when we go through your net sheet. That's it. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to let me know. Have a great week. Happy New Year. And because I didn't get one last week, maybe I'll throw out a bonus one later this week. Take care.